There and welcome to Mission Unstoppable. Look who's here. We last met Debra DeLiso in November of last year, and we have a new friend, Ella Godinez, and they are back to talk about Small Town, the movie, because now they have relaunched a new campaign for investors. And I don't know if this number is still holding true, but they were around 8,000 away from a total budget shooting date in August. Woohoo! And our dear friend Debra here, she is the actor, dancer, director, writer, choreographer. She's a star, she's a producer, she's everything for Small Town. And she's just the most phenomenally gifted person that you're ever going to meet. So let's talk about how you, all of you out there, can be a part of this amazing adventure in Small Town. And we're all here.
Okay. Well, I will start. And gosh, thank you for that intro. I think I just got to add to that. You know what? I'm a cheap hire. So it's like I have this vision of this comedy movie in my head and my heart. Been working on the script for 10 years and started it in my acting classes with people that I knew, and I wrote scenes for them. And I'm a California girl, but I love the desert. And as a kid, every summer spent my summers with my cowboy cousins in Arizona. So I know the culture, and I know the people, and I know them to be such good-hearted, wonderful, kind people. And this Small Town movie takes place in a small desert town in the last part of the 1960s. And we got strippers at Madame Wu's Cantina on one side of the street, and we got the highway church people on the other.
They're always on the others.
Well, exactly. And there's the division of the highway right in the middle. And
just like America today.
Well, thank you. That's exactly right. And so, you know what? Maybe I've waited all these years and been brewing and stewing this movie in my head for now.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's just so timely.
Timing is everything.
Yes. So I'm an artist. I think of myself as just very inclusive, and I'll just admit it, liberal-minded, but I love my conservative cousins. And we get along. And when we're together, it's just like family chow down, laughing, eating, having a great time. And I think that I keep going to the great Maya Angelou's quote, which is, "We are more alike, my friends, than we are not alike." And that's what this movie's about, right, Ella?
Yeah.
And this summer, I am so blessed. I have 7 interns helping me because, I teach at USC and the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, and my life is around these young, amazing, brilliant people. And so we have 7 this summer helping us. And before I just chat on, Ella, would you like to talk a little bit about what it's like being on the team?
Sure, I'll do a quick introduction. My name's Ella. I'm a student at USC. I think majoring in theater and entertainment industry, so School of Cinema and Theater. I think the really incredible thing about Small Town is that the community that Debra has created is just so warm and heartfelt and close, and it just feels like such a joy to be a part of. When looking for opportunities to get started and get my foot in the industry this summer, one of my friends from college at USC told me about Debra's film and said, I interned on an independent film, which is not something you usually hear. Usually working for a studio or an agency or some sort of corporation. So the chance to be able to come and intern as a part of a film in a community is really, really incredible and special. And yeah, I think also just to talk more about Debra's world that she's built, not only the world of the script, but I know that Debra has written so many of these roles with actors who she's had as students in mind. And I think that's so incredible to see these characters coming to life with the people she originally intended them for.
That is cool. That is cool. And I love that you have a daily diary. So, you know, you've got dailies that are going out and people can catch up and find out what's going on in your world. And I especially love, you know, I grew up in a big city, but we had a farm in a small town. And so we would spend my weekends and my summers in this small town. And there was a Mama Wu. Mama Wu had the only Chinese restaurant in town. And the town, maybe 500 people lived there or whatever, but Mama was there and we all loved her. So it was, you know, just having this character, the Miss Wu character is endearing to me. I love that, you know, Lexi and Lorraine, Lexi's your daughter in the play and in real life. So that's really special. I mean, how many people get to do that with their family? Incredible. Talent lives on. So that's always good to know. And it's a fun story. And how can you not love this background? I mean, I'm an artist, a painter, and it inspires me so much just to look at this canvas here. And I can imagine as a writer too, and a painter and just everything creative, like it just jumps off the page. And how can you not just want to be a part of
like this? It's this ever-changing canvas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The desert. And my daughter and I, so about 4 years ago, my auntie who never had kids, she passed away and she got me into theater, and she left myself and my sisters a little bit of money, and my daughter had been helping caregive for her dad who has MS. And she saved up money and we put a down payment on a ranch property in the high desert.
Awesome.
So literally in this script, because, you know, it's so expensive to make a movie, but in this script, 7 of the locations we can shoot on our own property. It's just 2.5 acres, but it's just very diverse.
Yeah.
And so one of the things we're going to do before the summer's end, this is everybody envision this, because you know, just briefly, what happens in the film is that the church people decide to close the cantina down because the mother and daughter wrestle out into the middle of the highway and cause, you know, a public disturbance. And so Lorraine, my character, who, you know, she's an aging alcoholic, exotic dancer, not stripper, mind you.
Mind you.
She sobers up because she's going to lose her daughter. Her daughter wants to walk away from her, you know, kind of low-life mom. And she imagines that they turn Madame Wu's Cantina into a theater. And this has been my life's work because I've told you, Frankie, I've directed over 700 original solo plays with helping people bring their own stories to an audience. And Lorraine has a dream that the Cantina can stay alive and the sheriff won't shut it down if they turn it into a legit theater. And so little by little, she has these wacky auditions with the misfits in town, but the church people and the church lady, Wilma's son, comes over and auditions for the show. And he's a little flamboyant, and his mama wants to keep that in the closet. But because she loves her son so much, she ends up, I beg her, I eat humble pie and go, Wilma, we need a piano player. And so the church lady, the son, and then little by little, the church people and the barflies get together and do this. So, but they don't have a big audience because they have to prove to the sheriff that they can turn it into a theater. Well, the sheriff happens to be, you know, out in his truck, and he gets a call that there's a bunch of hippies hallucinating out on McMahon's ranch. And so instead of arresting and fining them and putting them in jail, he makes them the audience for a dinner theater.
That's just so brilliant.
Right? Isn't it so
Yeah,
fun?
it's just hilarious.
So I'm already looking at our property and going, we can have the hippies here. And I've got, I'm so blessed with live talented musician friends that want to be in the movie. So they're going to be part of the hippies. And then we bring them to the cantina. And, it's got such heart. This movie has such heart. And I hope it to be as funny as I've been watching a lot of comedies because everybody's like, what's the tone? What's the kind of comedy? What is this? Whose story is it? Really good questions. Because in your head as the writer, you got it all figured out. But then people ask the questions and you go, oh yeah, that's kind of unclear. But I watched Raising Arizona. That was the Coen brothers' second film. And I laughed again and again and went, this is a character-driven comedy with heart. And that's what this movie should be.
So. I think it shows. I think it shows even, you just you just got a little bit of a taste of it. You can go and watch it on YouTube and just,
Yes.
small town movie, Debra DeLiso, and watch it. But, and it's on the Good Radio right now, but you do. I mean, you can tell it's funny. You can tell it's got heart. And you know that you're going to like it, and you just want to see more. Like you just want to see more of these people for sure, 100%. And I agree, Raising Arizona was a wonderful film, but this is going to be a wonderful film. I cannot wait to see this on a screen.
I'm so glad.
I really, really hope. I know it is. I shouldn't say I know. I hope they don't just delegate it to the little art house and people miss it, because I want everybody to see it. But
thank you.
Yeah, because all the good movies go there for some reason.
Yes, thank you.
It's like they think we don't have an intelligence to watch a good movie, that we have to watch, something mundane and just where you don't have to think or anything like that. It's very disturbing. I do movie reviews, once a month, and we just finished 8 movies, and I'm like, not one of them I don't think was in a major theater.
Yeah, thank you. Bless you. That's wonderful. Well, I was inspired by a little movie called Baghdad Cafe years ago, and then that vision stuck with me. So, I've got a team now. They're going to help me. And I've got a couple of little announcements.
Nice.
So we pared down to the $20K budget because we can still use union actors. And I have such devoted people. They're going, Deb, it's fine. Defer pay, man. We're going to make money on the back end. You don't have to pay us now. Put all the money into the production. And we have raised we only have 8,000 left. So I'm talking to your people right now going, guys, this is not a lot of money. We can,
It's not a lot of money.
It's not a lot of money. Like I'm telling you, $10 with 100 people, right? So let's really reach out for those people. Like think about paying ahead for the theater ticket.
Yeah.
And let's get this done. And I can't name names yet, but we actually do have a publicist and we do have a name actor.
Ooh.
But yeah, I know, and that's going to help, right? Because and then I just and I had a conversation yesterday with the person that wants to connect me with the distribution. So this is none of this money is going to sit.
So maybe there should be like a Burning Man small town festival on your property.
Yes. Yes. Oh, yes. That's such a great idea. Okay, I love that. Like a fundraiser, and everybody pay like $5 or whatever how about like
whatever a carload?
Because in the town of Wrightwood, where the property is, they have such musicians there. They have the Wrightwood Blues Society.
Oh wow.
They have like Wrightwood Under the Moon nights. So I've made friends with them. They've actually let me sing a little bit with them. So, okay. Frankie, that's a great idea. Ella, what do you think?
If I could hop in on this as well, I think what we're talking about here is just building our community and bringing on more, whether it's investors, supporters, donors, whatever you want to call yourself. One thing that I've been working on with one of our producers, Suzanne, is coming up with a wish list of vintage props, items, old cars, things that we want to bring into the film to bring this to life. And Deborah, I thought you could maybe talk a bit
this
more
1960, what year is this?
1968.
I'm sure there's a lot of people out there with stuff from 1968. Look in your rec rooms.
Oh, right.
Rec rooms? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, the rec room.
The
So,
rec room.
yeah, so the big items are, we do need 3 cars from that era, and they can be anywhere from the 50s up to 1968, but we need like the sheriff's truck. We need an old beater car that the hustlers, these 2 ridiculous, they're foolish guys, like the guys in Home Alone. That's their part in this.
Yeah.
They're wannabe hustlers. They think they can woo the women and make some money, but we of course hustle them. But they're in an old beater muscle. It should look like a muscle car, but it's just like beat.
Like an old Plymouth or something like that.
Yes.
Duster.
Pontiac GTO, something like that. And then we also need Beatty, the wino piano player's truck that Madame Wu and Lorraine, I'll set this up a little bit. Lorraine has a mini stroke.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's a heavy drinker and a smoker. And my mom, when I was only 5, had a major stroke. So I grew up with a stroke-ridden mom who had been a nurse. So I know what this is like. And it's not funny to make fun of people with disorders, but what we do in this with all of the drama and the tragedy, we find the funny angle. You got to be able to laugh.
Yeah.
So they steal the wino's car. Madame Wu does not have a driver's license, does not know how to drive.
You to the hospital.
She takes Lorraine to the hospital. It's ridiculous. So we gotta have those cars.
Yeah.
And yes, and then just set pieces. My daughter and I, she's such a good shopper. She found an old teardrop trailer for $1,000, and then it was just a mess. It was trashed out. And then she talked with the guy, and he said, well, if you clean it out, you can get it for $700. So we have a teardrop trailer. And you guys know how those go these days. The retro trailers are like 30,000 for an old beat up one. So we've got that, but we also need, well, an upright piano. I think we have to just find the location of.
You can always get free pianos. You just need movers.
Yeah, movers. That's it, Frankie. That's the expensive part.
That's the expensive part. Yeah.
Yes, that's the expensive part. We could use some costumes from the era if people have, like look through your closets if you've got some old costumes and hats.
Leisure suit. I remember my mother wore leisure suits all the time.
Oh yes, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah, the matching. Yeah, that was so funny. Yeah. And jumpsuits, pantsuits, jumpsuits. Women wear jumpsuits.
Exactly. Well, here's the thing too. The hippies are kind of going to wear the hippie stuff.
The hippie stuff, yeah.
The church people, even though it's 1968, might be wearing kind of 50s clothing. That's what it was like in the old town I hung out in.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some people that were 10 years
sensible shoes. Find sensible shoes in your closet.
Yes. And church hats are good. We need church hats. And then the barfly people, well, we are, it's so colorful because we have Alma, who's actually my real friend, who actually plays the violin and has a snake that she wears while she plays the violin. So you see these amazing acts and these amazing costumes. We also have Ellie Herman, who is another intern from USC, who is a student in the costume design department.
Nice.
And she's designing our costumes. So I really believe in giving people a chance to learn while doing. It's an on-the-job training, isn't it, Ella?
Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Yes,
How
yes.
lucky, how fortunate you are to have this experience, Ella, really, to work with Debra, but B, to really have this, hands-on, doing a real movie, first time out, like I'm not even through school and here I am,
Exactly.
part of this really cool
Yeah.
production piece with really great ladies, Suzanne, who's not here today, but was an integral part, and just believes in it so much.
Yes. Aren't you
Yeah.
learning a lot from Suzanne, Ella?
I definitely am. I will say, so I'm working in like the kind of PR publicity side of all of this, which is something I've always had an interest in, but don't really have the formal schooling training for. And when I hopped on a call with Debra and Suzanne, when I was interviewing and just got to share my passion and eagerness to learn and have that received and welcomed, it was so refreshing. I think often in this industry, like you go in and people are like, you need this, this, and this requirement, but to come into a space that's one, led by women, and two,
Yes.
is so welcome and so welcoming to new people and new experiences. I think it's really, really incredible, and I'm very blessed.
That is
Yeah.
wonderful to hear. It's, it's amazing. And just really, it is a blessing to have women of our ilk and age, let's say, pass the torch and pass the teachings on and not have that, oh my God, they're going to take over from me, like what's going to happen to me, persona. Is just, no, give it up. Like help them up, give them a hand and raise them up, because like that's the next generation. So absolutely 100%. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm learning from them, honestly. That's the truth. I'm learning from them. And Suzanne just had a meeting, and Ella, you can speak to this, where I guess she talked about, well, what are the adjectives that describe this project to you? And you guys said camp, right? And we had a discussion about what is camp, what is campy, what is a camp film, what does campy mean? And I didn't hit on that at first, because I'm like, I'm in this director mode, and it's like, I can't call it camp, because to me it's just like damn serious and real. It's real, right? I don't think it's appropriate.
But it's camp like Rocky Horror. I mean, in a way, right?
Exactly. Yes. And also it's like so popular. So these guys are teaching us how we can reach out to the younger audience, because we don't even know that we're damn camp, but I guess we're camp.
Yeah.
And so we're working on that. I wondered if I have a minute just to give a shout out to the interns, right? I want all of them to be able to, so here's our group. Maya, these are all USC students. They all had to interview, by the way. We didn't just accept people. They all had to send in their resumes. They had to talk about why they wanted to be on the project, and they had to interview. And that's how we handpicked them.
Nice. Yeah.
So Maya is our
everybody for getting picked.
Yes. Maya is our administrative assistant. My God, that is taking hours off of my job. Mitchell Jung are going to be a grip and gaffer. He's in the School of Cinema as well. Kahara is doing our wish list management. Okay, I wish she was here with us right now. Glenn Wong is he's going to be doing script coverage already, and he's supporting the line producer. And we gave him another job, which is to research film festivals that would fit our film. So, you know what, as I'm saying this to your listeners, you guys really think about reaching out to colleges for interns. It's a win-win situation. We have Ellie, who is our costume designer. We have Kyra, and she is Suzanne Armendariz, our third producer and line producer. She now has an assistant. The line producer has her own assistant. Gwen Cable is in charge of fundraising. Mia Sun is in charge of social media. And Ella, who you see right here, is our PR manager. So
kudos. Congratulations, everybody. Good job.
Yeah.
How exciting. I am like so excited. I want to be part. Like, you have to put me in there somewhere for.
Yes, you have to be part of this.
Audience, you can be the drummer. I can be whatever.
I'll send you the shoot days, girl. If you're in LA, you can be a hippie, a barfly.
Yes, that would be great. And I definitely want to come to the festival. Like that's enough.
And the festival that you thought of, let's have it. Let's do Burning Man on the Ranch, except no fires, because it's a high fire hazard area. So we don't do that.
You got to come with your talent. Come with your talent. You have to do something and come with your $10.
Yes. Why didn't I think of this? Thank you so much. I love that idea. I love that.
And I wonder if maybe there's somebody there that has an old drive-in theater too.
Oh my God, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah,
watching a small town on a drive-in movie screen. Be so
right. That's it. That
would be epic.
That's the epitome.
Yeah.
Who needs the Oscars? Give us a drive-in movie theater.
And we all come in the old cars. Oh, that'd be awesome.
Yes. Oh, that's the other thing too. In the town of Brightwood, they do have an old car show, so I should connect with them.
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, everywhere they've got. Even I live. I think like every Tuesday or Wednesday, they have the old car at the A&W, everybody
Oh,
comes
yes.
over and comes in with their old cars. So they've got those throughout America everywhere. Like, I'm sure you'll find that easily.
Look at all these
People
good ideas you're giving me. I didn't know I
I'm an
was
idea
gonna.
person. You
I
didn't
mean,
know that.
we're having a production meeting right
There you
now.
go. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
No, I'm taking notes,
Yeah.
Secretary.
Yeah.
Good.
So but I know that they do that. That would be so cool. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, I want to just look at
this is, who doesn't want to be involved? Who doesn't want to be a part of this? And stay for the credits. I always stay for the credits. You have to stay for the credits, guys, because that's where the important people are. That's the people who did the hard work.
I think only grouchy people would not want to be involved in this. And you know what? We don't want grouchy people, so it's really okay.
Well, you're going to turn them. You'll turn the grouches.
That's right. That's right. Yes.
Turn
yes.
those frowns into smiles, right? I can just see that. Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, it's excellent. This, you know what? I mean, you are so, so talented, and this can not be anything but a hit. So I want to congratulate you in advance for raising the money, because I know that you will.
We're going to do it.
Yeah, you're going to do it. And I cannot wait to see this film. How long do you think it's going to take to actually film it?
Well, we're actually hoping to start filming 3 days on location in the ranch in August. And then possibly the church, although they really need, this is something I got to tell you. We got a church for free. And it's about 50 miles north of LA, and it's a tiny little church. It's perfect. And I had to talk to the widow of the pastor, and her name is Sister Hamilton, and she's got the sweetest voice. And I got on the phone and she said, well, Debra, you tell me about yourself. And I talked about my work as a theater artist and helping people get their stories out there. And then she says, well, tell me about this project. You got a movie. You're making a movie? Well, tell me about it. I told her about it. And then she said, well, Debra, you are so welcome to our church. I might get somebody to get the key for you. And did somebody tell you about our piano? And I said, no, but I'm so glad you have one, because we went and looked. She goes, Andre Crouch learned how to play piano on that piano. It was at one time an all-black church up in the 50 miles north of LA, and the little down that was a Black community. And our church in small town is a white church that later became
diverse.
The TV show, it's going to become beautifully colorful church. But I said, that is amazing, because Andre Crouch was like the choir director and was in Color Purple and just has been a huge influence on people all across the world. And so that church that church and that piano is blessed for us. And then I said, you sound so sweet. I wonder if you would think about being in the movie. And she giggled, this cute little giggle. And she says, oh, I don't know. I said, well, you don't have to. She goes, no, I would love to. Well, maybe she walks into the white church and just sits in the back. And maybe she's just a presence there. And then later, for the big talent show, she's there where everybody comes together, and we can have Sister Hamilton there. So that's a vision. Hopefully it works out.
You could bring a gospel choir or something.
Well, what happens in the script actually is that the church people try to take over the talent show and start doing hymns. And then the barfly people are going, this is not your show. This is our show. But what happens is that the hippies and the barflies and everybody gets carried away with the gospel number, because you know how it is. You do. And it just lifts everybody up.
They should all just start singing Hair.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. That'd be great. A medley of Hair and a gospel.
Oh, wouldn't that be funny?
That would be really funny.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. Oh, I am so glad that you are still persevering. This is why this is Mission Unstoppable. These are unstoppable people that you meet here who do not give up on their dreams. They keep going, because you know what? When the times get tough, the tough get going, and that's the way it is.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Dad.
Thank you. I got a dose of Frankie today. This is so
Frankie the coach, Frankie the Frankie the idea
Yeah.
person. Yeah, she's multi-talented. I'll say it because nobody else will.
There you go. Good, good. Toot that horn, toot that horn. I love it.
Yeah, no,
Yes.
you know what? You're like, you get to I had a birthday and you get out a couple months ago and you get to a certain stage and age and you become, as a woman, you become invisible, for the most part. And so if you can't be there for yourself, nobody's going to be there for you. So
That's right.
yeah,
And we're going to teach our youngers by speaking up for ourselves.
absolutely. Yeah.
We're not going to be invisible. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be dancing exotic dances at the age of 68.
And you look amazing doing it. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. And I don't know, just a little offside because I got to bring this up in Arizona because we're in Arizona today. And I have a dear friend who is putting together a community of all women over 50 in Arizona called the Golden Community. And it's for women who are divorced or widowed or just single and don't have family or have family but feel alone in the world. And there's a physical and a virtual community that's going to be built there, and it's just absolutely amazing. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
And it's in, did you say it was in Arizona?
It's in Arizona. Oh no, it's New Mexico. It was next door. It's New Mexico. It just looks like New Mexico, Arizona.
Oh, New Mexico.
Yeah,
gotcha.
New Mexico. Yeah, but it's very, very cool. So you know what? Another example of women reaching out to women, helping inspire and motivate and change lives.
Yes.
Yeah,
they're so powerful. Yes, and it's pretty cool what's happening in our country right now. We're not going to go into politics, but I just have to say, I'm pretty thrilled. Yeah.
Toast to you. Okay?
Yes. Cheers. Yes.
All right. Well, okay. So cars, lights.
Yes.
Costumes.
Yes. Even like little doodads, little trinkets, like little funny, like I found in a thrift store a little a Hawaiian guy and a girl, and they're like bottle openers and stuff like that you can think of from the 60s. If anybody has that stuff, go to our website. We're going to advertise our website, right?
Yep.
And we can figure out how to,
a new website. Ella, can you put it in the chat room? And
that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, let me pop it down.
And also on the website is the wish list. And so you can go there and get, the specific details. Like I said, the cars are the main thing. And so if we have any listeners that are in the Los Angeles area that have old cars from the 60s, you will be my friend. You will get credit and probably a walk-on part in the movie.
Ooh, there's something to look forward to.
Exactly. Yeah. To be part of this.
That's really exciting. I think most people want to be part of a movie, part of magic, part of, a legacy, really. I mean, many people get to have their name in a credit and they can tell their children and their grandchildren, hey, you know what? Check out that movie. Grandpa was in that movie or grandma was in that movie. And, that's really fun.
And I have a new publicist, and they're so cool. I can't mention their name, but they have such a great idea, because I said, I really, I just watched Raising Arizona. I want to make this a comedy. And they said, even like stuff in the background, like you've got a scene that's dramatically written, and the publicist likes the storyline very much. They said, even in your dramatic scenes, what's happening in the background? And we started talking ideas about what could possibly be happening in the background of a scene. And then there's a very serious scene with Lorraine and the sheriff, who he's sweet on her, but they have a past. And she's telling him some really important information, but she's in his office. And I thought, well, what if she sits on the ink pad? And he's having to try to clean her bottom off while she's telling this important. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go through the script again and go milk it. How? And when you watch these great comic classics, you start seeing, remember, it's a mad, 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 mad world. Oh my God, howl out loud. So much going on. So it's really exciting to also have most of this cast and use the actors and get us on set and have us improvise and have us go, okay, here's the lines. You guys got the lines down. Now let's put the scripts away. What else do we find with each other in this moment using the location? So it's been a long road to this place, but I am happy to say, Frankie, we're getting ready to shoot.
This is what makes Debra so special as a director is I feel like just as someone studying theater, everything you're saying, I'm like, just hearing that theater background and that training and the way you approach directing actors is so inspiring and just, I don't know, if you're an actor and you're listening, like, doesn't Debra sound like a dream to work with?
Absolutely, 100%. I'm thinking, is there a cactus back there that could get you drunk?
Oh, gosh.
Yes. They're just going, oh my God, I need a drink. Oh.
Yes. Well, I've been an actor for so long, and a director for so long that I truly feel that the director is the expert of the story, keeping the story together, and the actors are the experts of the character. And I already have my cast members calling me and going, how many costumes can I have? Can I do this? Because it takes place over a week. I'm going, look exactly at the day and the time. And you come in with your ideas for costumes. And then the women that work at Madame Wu's Cantina, we're working on choreography right now. I'm also using original music.
Nice.
Yes. So it's like I'm calling in all my talented friends. And it's like, wouldn't that be nice to have film credit for these people that don't get heard and they're so good? So the idea of small town matches up so beautifully with the idea of casting mostly unknown actors and unknown talent to now be launched out into the world. It really fits.
That is really just so beautiful. And it's so special, Debra, because anybody, my dad used to say, anybody can do it with money. What can you do without money? That's where creativity comes. That's where you don't have to have big name actors to make people watch it or to enjoy it or to see it.
Yes.
You have the eye and you go, that's what's going to make it. They're going to make it. They're funny. They're this or that. They've got the talent. And I mean, I think American Idol kind of proved that to everybody.
Oh,
There's
true.
so much talent out there that nobody even knows about, never gets seen, never.
Yes.
It's
so true.
I got a lot of musician friends too, who, they don't commercialize. They just play their music. They're amazing artists and they just don't get heard,
Well, Frankie, give them my email address. And I'm serious, have them send maybe like 3 tracks of something that could be 1950s or 60s country music,
country
or rock, because we're going to have like the hippies music, or tango. Madame Wu is actually a tango dancer. So I'm really open. I want to do my job and hear 100 different songs and pick the right one.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Instrumental. We're going to need instrumental music as well.
Yeah. Okay, so if you're listening and you're one of these people that have an amazing talent and you just go in your basement like I do and play your drums, then come on out and audition and send what you got. Send Debra what you got, and because you never know. You could be picked.
You never know, man.
You never know. Mission unstoppable.
Yes.
Thank you. Come back. You got to come back once we got all the money and you're making it. And the movie's gonna think, and then we're gonna shoot this thing out, and we're gonna have the party.
Yes, I love that.
You're gonna have the party.
We're gonna have the ranch party.